Hi everyone, this is Grace from Almost a 5-Star. I hope you had a great summer so far. Today, I'm starting this new series of cooking for traditions. I'm going to share a bunch of traditional food that I have been eaten before and share you some of the stories behind the traditions, also teach you some of the modern way and customized way of the traditional food. Up in June, we had the first festival I want to start with. It's Dragon Boat Festival, and this festival is to commemorate one of the famous Chinese writer. His name is Qu Yuan, back to Chinese history. And the food we are making here today is a Dragon Boat Dumpling. As you can see from the name, dumpling is usually wrapping things up. If that's what you guess, I think you're correct. Because we are going to wrapping it with a very harsh veggie named Zong. If you couldn't find it in your area, another alternative is using Lotus leaf. I'll show you how big they are. So this is a package of Lotus leaf. It's dry, so you also need to soak it in like in water ahead of time, but that's what we use for wrapper. And then we have all the material on the table. I know it might look a lot, but let me break it down. I'll definitely share you a list of proportions by the end of the video, but I'm going to also walk you through things. So the first layer is this harsh veggie as a wrapper. The next layer will be marinated rice. I use some salt and soybean to marinate it. And then next layer will be beans. You can use all kind of beans. I use red bean, mung bean, and soybean. That's how I prepare it. I think chickpeas are a very good option as well. Next layer will be mushroom, following by meat. Mushroom works very well to meat. That's easy to remember. I use pork belly with skin on. If that's not your preference, I will suggest using chicken type. So that's how the layers is. We put first layer, second layer, third layer, final layer. And then we repeating things. So we then wrap things up in reverse order with another layer of mushroom. So another layer of bean, another layer of rice. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's how things work. And I have a hand drawing diagram for you. Hopefully that works as well. And that's all we need to prepare. You don't have to do anything on the bean. The rice and the meat is also consistent marinated with wine and soybean sauce. I suggest you actually add a little bit spice on the meat to give more flavor. The one I really highly recommend is this one. It named the star aniseed. If I took it out, you're going to see it look like a star, very easy to recognize in the market. But if you couldn't find it, another way is using Chinese 5 spice or multiple spice. If you're still not able to find it, I will recommend it using any spice you're going to put in pork rib barbecue. So any spice for that, it just giving the meat more flavor in general. So this is how I prepare things one day ahead of time. I would say the minimum preparation is probably 6 hours ahead of time before you're making the Dragon Boat Dumpling, but that's how it is. I will see you in next video while I'm actually making the Dragon Boat Dumpling. Hi everyone, so today we are ready to wrapping things up. As you can see here, we have this marinated rice. I actually used a blender to make sure we have the beans actually in this texture. You don't have to mix it super well because we do want it to be a little bit chewy, but you can lightly blend it. And then I also chop some mushroom. Eventually I decided to use this dry mushroom. So I soak it in the water for like an hour or so and then chop it in this size. The next one will be the pork. We marinated yesterday. It's well done already. And I also chop some onion for freshness and some chicken as well. So this is totally optional. This is this salted pre-cooked duck egg, but that's all the material you're going to need. And I have a special guest over here. She's going to be the first time making this Dragon Boat Dumpling, and let's get started. So first of all, about the leaves we already have here. This leaf is the Lotus leaf. I also prepared that ahead of time, soaking the water. So as you can see here, it is huge. So we are not going to just make one out of it. We usually can make 2 this Dragon Boat Dumpling out of it. So I'm going to cut it half. The way you're going to do it is using a scissors I would recommend really see the pattern. So basically I can see this is a big hole over here. That's totally fine, but I'm going to just cut along this hole so we are not missing this material. So we are keeping the most use of it. We usually don't use this knot over here, so just cut it out. And then think about making it half. So I'm cutting through here as well. Again, you don't have to be like super precise. As long as it does the job, that should be fine. So I pass along half of them to my friend over here, and she can start using this one. As you can see here, this might be not perfect. There's a huge hole over here. Yes, you're going to find another leaf, hopefully, and then you're trying to make them work together. See, this one is also pretty right out, so I'm going to just put it on top of it. So then this one make a perfect wrapping material. And as you can see, there's two sides. One is this size. You can feel the texture, usually referring to this image. This is usually the lotus leaf that is facing up. So you can feel a little bit like rush over here, but we are going to use the lighter size to do the wrapping work. So first of all, we are going to drain the rice and put it in center of it like this. You can start already filming the shape of it. Like I'm thinking about I can wrap it this way, so I'm going to probably make a shape like this triangle. And this is my friend Wendy's first time making this dumpling, so she will demo it as well. And if she has some questions or problems, I'm going to help her as well. So drain the water a little bit because we only use the solid meat here, right here. And then the next one will be the beans. That's next layer. And how large you want to make it based on the size of this lotus leaf or Zong if you're using that. Regarding to proportion, usually rice will be relatively thick because then it helps making all the material being together. Then there should be another thicker layer of the beans.
Is this okay or?
Yeah. See, what we've done here is great. I suggest that you may use maybe a spoon or something to make it more like a shape, like a triangle shape. So when you wrap it, you can use against the edge.
Okay.
So yeah, that's perfect. I think it's a little bit more compared to the size you have for the leaf because we are going to make many layers and you want to make sure it's wrapping up. But I think we can slightly reduce the size, probably like this, and then make it flat.
Okay. So then I put.
Yeah, this is great. This is a great for you. Yeah, it's the next layer, probably a little bit more, only a little bit, yeah. And then the next layer will be the mushroom. Some light touch on the mushroom. And then next layer will be the meat. So we're putting some green onions or scallion on top of it. And then we do reverse. So we go all the way here and then we reverse it back. So we also add a thin layer of mushroom. And then back to beans. It's totally fine if you're dropping things, that's totally normal. We are relying on the rice to cover everything up all together. So what I'm working on is I'm trying to just reshape this dumpling and make sure it covers well. Cool. So next step I'm going to do is I'm going to roll it over. It's really, there's nothing really hard over here. Just make sure your leaf is big enough for your dumpling. So I roll it over this way and I grab it pretty tight. I keep rolling in here. See, that's the reason I'm using this bacon pan. So it's so huge and you might drop some liquid, but that should be fine. As you can see here for this one, I actually waste a lot of the leaves, so I don't have to, I can probably cut them as well. In the future, they can use as part of other dumplings. So this dumpling also called pillow dumpling, that's because of the shape. So it's look, instead of the triangle one you almost see all the time, is actually this shape. So it's much cuter in my perspective, but this is how it comes up to be. And we also have this long string come with this lotus leaves as a rubber. So we are just going to go one end and wrap it all the way here. Make it tight. You don't have to make it super tight because when the rice was dissolving waters, it will get bigger, so give it a little room to grow. And just find a place to tie it up. I usually do twice. Make sure it's all tied up together. And here you go. This is one of the dumpling. And we are keep working on this until we use all the materials we have over here. So I'm going to use this Zong to demo how to make this pillow-sized dumpling. So again, you will line them up layer by layer. So, but I try to like use a so this is a harder side and this is a more softer, fragile side. So I try to mix them up. Also make sure there will be some holes. I usually choose the widest one to be the middle one to hold everything. But as you can see, they have like a good percentage overlapping. I would say probably, you know, 60%, 50% overlapping. And then I just go this way, like zigzag way to layer them up. This should be good enough, but I may want to just add another layer. Also because this one have a big hole here, so it's not very useful. So let me actually put it over here. And then this is the last one. Cool, so this is a whole surface you're going to work on. We are using chicken this time. So, here's some rice. Make sure you kind of see this is one, and then this side could be a little bit more than one, could be like 1.2, 1.3, so it's make a complete wrap. And then this side as well. I may need one more, but I'll see how things going. And next layer will be some beans. I usually want to make sure if I keep chicken skin, I want to make sure you know, they have the fat side and the lean side. So for each bite, you can taste the best of the chicken. At this stage, if you really think that will be too tall, you can skip the mushroom, you can skip the bean, and go directly to the rice layer if that works for you. But I think think I'm going to make it happen. Okay, cool. So I think I covered everything here, and the way I'm going to wrap it up is I usually choose the kind of a small one here, so it doesn't come all the way, but that's okay since I'm going to use this bigger one. Now it's kind of making a burrito, right? Like you bend it over one side and you bend it over the other side. Try to make sure, give it a good shake. And all the way here. It doesn't look great after I wrap it. You can see the difference though. So all I'm going to do is I hold my hands one, try to make sure the leaf is follow its natural pattern, and then just wrap all the way here. And then to be extra secure, I also wrap it all the way down. So here you go. This is another pillow-shaped dumpling. So I just submerged these two dumplings that Wendy and I just made into the waters in this pot and turned on the heat for high heat, waiting for the water to boil. After that, what I'm going to do is turn it to lower medium heat for another probably 3.5 hours. It really depends on the size of the dumpling you made and how many of them are in the pot, but that would be the recommended time, and I'm looking forward to see the final result. 3 hours later, I think we are ready to see what's going on inside. Make sure you take it out gentle, because if you undercook it, you can re-wrap it up. Well, I think it's pretty well done. So that's your zongzi. As you can see, the shape of this Dragon Boat dumpling is more like a rectangle, and it's pretty well. Let me actually cut in half so you can see what's going on inside. So basically you can see there's a layer wrapping the meat. So that's it for today. I'm going to show you more different ideas about how you can eat it. Of course, you can just grab and eat, but there's actually more interesting way to eat. So I'll see you in next clip. So the last process is very special. As you can see, I found this non-sticky pan, and I already have cut these dumplings in different chunks. So it comes like this, and I'm going to just pour it down like this. In this way, you can enjoy the crunchiness from the outside and the real kind of softness and meat inside. My pan's a little bit small, so it only fits in 4 each time. The goal is for each side to be golden brown and crispy. If you see some small pieces, it's safer to take it aside. Thank you so much for staying along with me, and after a couple hours of boil, this is what I harvested, the whole bowl of Dragon Boat Dumpling. And as you can see, it takes a long time to prepare, but actually the key technique about folding things together is actually not as hard as making a burrito. So if I can do it, you can do it too. And thank you so much for following this channel, especially this topic about traditional cooking. It's kind of keen to my heart as well. So I really hope you enjoyed. Please let me know if you have any suggestions, comments down below. And if you like it and find this helpful, please give me a thumbs up. I'm going to see you in next video in almost a 5 star. See you there.